Hello, this is a special session. This is what I'm going to dub the dream, because it's not going to really happen. Yeah, this is also, it's sort of doing a bit of testing just to sort of show what I was on about. I'm not sure whether I'm going to put it in the Romboz section or I might well put it in here, but also in more like it's a mini sort of mod review, but a specific mod review, really more about the seed and fertiliser mods. I've got a number of them in now, and I've done a bit of testing on Erlingrat, as I said. I'd like to just bring them in just to sort of show what I really meant about overpowering mods. I'm going to play this as if it is a mod review rather than as if we're using our own stuff. So yeah, I'm going to bring some money in. This is not going to happen. I've backed up my saves so that I can start at this point going forward. So this is not going to happen. It is, as I said, really more of a mod review in a way, just to sort of show you what I was on about. This doesn't matter, so I'm going to just add 500 grand because there's a few of these that I'd like to just sort of show you. I'm going to also feature the one that we did have a look at. Now then, ooh, this gamepad's different. That's the one. So I've got my what I call my backup. It's a really good gamepad, but I keep it in reserve for when, I always have it as a backup, so I only use it for a couple of days whilst I order a replacement for what I always use as a gamepad. So I don't know why I'm sharing this information with you. Did you really want to know that? I don't know. Right, yes, so we're going to start with that one. I'm really not worried. We're going to buy productions, which is not something I'd normally do, especially for something like this. Yeah, unless it was 1 out of 5 inputs and that was the only one we'd not got. But even more so because it's a bit, not cheaty. Yeah, these are the ones that I took screenshots and everything of, these particular ones. Yeah, this one's digestate to fertiliser. Now, we have got a lot of digestate, so I'm going to simulate us getting all of our digestate and sticking it in here if it would take that much. So let's just stick that in now. Does it matter that we can't? No, because we're going to be going inside, really. That's the fertiliser one. Then we've got the manure one, which we have got manure as well, so we're going to stick that one down as well. And then we're going to go for the one that we're going to go for that Kevin advised us. Now, the fuel refinery mod, I can't really work it out because I can't imagine anybody ever using something like canola oil, which you can sell for between 5 and 6 grand, and make it into diesel that you can get 2,000 to 3,000 for. I'm literally 50% in my profit, so I don't know what on earth. It's by Zodzok as well, Zodzok, or yeah, it's. I mean, he makes, or they. I'm not sure if it's a he, but it sounds very he-ish. Not like Missy B or Omatana or something like that, where it does sound. Also loaded the BGA distribution thing. I think it's that one. It says refueling station, I'm sure. No, it's the. It is, yeah. It might not be that one, but it's the distribution network, which basically costs you more, but then earns you more money because it refines the process or something. It sounds a bit tongue in cheek, but right, I've gone too far. Let's concentrate. Right. Yeah, these also. Yeah, the production revamp does it again. I think all of them. Is it this one? Yeah, this one here is sort of interesting and reasonable, but also does quite a lot, which I like that. That other one that I've just placed. Now that one does like individual sort of things, which, yeah, I mean, it could soon be 150 grand for the 3 on that particular set. What is this one? Fermenting. Yeah, that's ditto. And things into TMR. Right, okay, let's have a look for the one that we did have the other time. Or did I remove it? Oh, please don't tell me I've removed it in my... No, I didn't. Thank goodness for that. I probably will, though. I am going to be honest, because this has the... which is something I'm going to show. No, this is a bit awful if you do things like that. I might have to... Right, yeah, it's not as bad as if we go the other side of the field. Right, okay then, so let's go into these. Now, I always get my buttons wrong on this one. No, it's this one. It is right. Right, let's go to the production menu and we're going to buy, as I said, because this is not something I would do if it was us. This is just something I want to do. I'm going to literally rest for 24 hours a day or a month, and we're just going to run with this. Now we've got 500, no, that's not what I'm after. 341, I think it was about the same. So we've got 600 and odd tons of digestate between the two, the mini BGA, I believe. Yeah, we have. In fact, slightly more, nearly 700 tons of digestate from that. So, if in the solid fertilizer thing we stick that and we buy with this one, because that one's, and we're going to go the whole, yeah. Now, obviously, this represents as if we were sticking all of ours in, because that's what I would stick with this if we was going to do something like that. So that's yes, okay. And we need to activate that, or we do. We need to activate that. Now, obviously, Le Piece de la Resistance is the seeds mod, okay? Now, you'd need 50 seeds. Now, obviously, we could do that. We could produce seed or buy a ton of seeds, which that's what I was going to try to simulate for you. So this doesn't run away with it too much. So we're going to buy, and I'm going to go the other buy for this, which is only 1,000 litres or 1 tonne for that much. This is on purpose. We also need some water. Are we going to, yeah, we are. We're going to buy some water, and we're going to buy some seeds as well this time, as I say, because this is more for incoming water. Yeah, let's buy. No, I don't want to go. Oh no, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we go really silly, because we're not actually. Can I not buy these seeds to begin with? Oh, it's fertilizer. Yeah, so we need to buy some, and we're only buying a little bit of this as well, because it's just started off. Yes, okay, right then. So, mineral, I don't care about that, and I don't care about the lime. That's not really that one's particular strength. Now, should I have done this? I think we ought to do one. We're going to do like 3 months, so let me make sure that I've only switched that one on. I don't want the others on. I want to do another. Yeah, that's the other ones that time. So, now this is doing that I saw. No, it's not. Here we are, fertilizer production, digestate, and the manure one. Right, so we have only got that one going. The this is confusing. The multi-production factory is the only one that we've actually got going. So if we speed time up and let's try and hover over that one. I need to find out where we actually go to for that, to actually see it on camera where the actual amounts are. Ah, there we go. Lovely. Right, so if we speed time up a little bit, to say 120, I just want to show how stupendous this is. Now, why is the digestate? Okay, now what have I? Ah, it needed the seeds. 23 tons. Okay, so we've got, wow, and that was my point. Each ton of seeds sells for 2,000, so that by my reckoning is 46 tons. Now that's just taken a few minutes, and that was with me limiting it. So we've now got 24 times the amount of seeds from that. So let's open that back up. And can we stick the seeds back in? Because they're on the outgoing now. Outgoing product seeds. Can we? No, we don't sell it. We'll distribute it. Yeah. Can we distribute to ourselves? That's what I'm going to say. Let's just speed time up a little bit and see if on the hour that puts that inside ourselves, or whether it doesn't work like that on this particular one. It wouldn't want that with any others, but no, it doesn't. Okay. And in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to simulate that. We're going to put 24 tons of seeds in to simulate us sticking that 20. It's only because I'm not faffing around with this. So that's 23 tons that we've made with the 1 ton to simulate us having just 1 ton on hand. I hope this is making sense, because this is me. Right, so seeds. I don't think you can see that. Sorry, it does the game Xbox thing when I press a certain button and it does a screenshot and then it comes in the way. Right, so if we now buy then some seeds, water. No, it's the solid fertilizer, isn't it, that I need to buy? Sorry, yeah, just to simulate that. Yeah, that's right, which was 24 tons. So 25. Yeah, basically that is exactly pretty much what we've just produced. No, we were doing seeds. Yeah, we don't want that much actually. Let's do. No. Oh, we can only do one. Oh well, it's dearer if I do it that way. Right. Let's do one more. Right, so solid fertilizer. Now let's go back on outside, because that's to produce the seeds. Ah, we need some more barley. Okay, to simulate that, that is by... Yeah. 1,000 litres again, because that does 1,800 times that amount. So let's just watch this, literally. Literally, this is not sped up. This is me in real time, 966, super duper duper into that. Let's just speed it up a little because we can watch it on the screen a little bit better. I just want to show you just what I was really trying to get, what I was on about. I mean, obviously also we're going to get through that barley very quickly. I realise that. This is to simulate in real time. Well, you could see how quickly it was in real time. Within an hour, probably real time, we would literally burst through. Imagine we've just done a field of barley of 18 tons times 1,800. This is just 2 tons that we've done on this. Speed this up a little bit. Let's make it zippity-doo-dah. Right, okay. So that's produced 48 tons from 2 tons of, yeah, barley. Obviously the fertiliser we would have to add ourselves, but we've got our own fertiliser. We could actually now take our own solid fertiliser. If I was doing this properly, I'd take that out, stick that back in, and if I'd got, say, 15 tons of barley, you can see where this would go. Really, 47 tons, 48 tons times 2 is 96 grand profit from that. That's just in a few minutes. You imagine if we stuck, I mean, let's face it, barley's a good sort of crop. If we did one field and we'd got 50 tons of barley, we'd have to buy some fertiliser, or we'd keep a little bit. If we've got our solid fertiliser 5 tons, it's only a little bit of fertiliser to produce, to be putting in that. Even if I bought it, because that one may be the one that you'd have to buy to actually bring that in to do anything. But you can see that, why is the digestate one? Have I not done something with that? Because that was the one I was really trying to... Oh, I needed 2, that's why. Yeah, that's right, I was going to do it. This was the weird one. Yeah, I've got my head around the other one. So we need to be buying some manure and some slurry. The slurry is the only one we couldn't provide ourselves, if I'm honest. So, no, we're going to see... We've got 50 tons. Not 4. Yeah, 50 tons of manure ish in our own proper one. So the only thing we would be buying is slurry. So we're going to buy that, and we're going to provide the same 50 tons. Straw as well. Now we have got our own straw, as we know, so I'm going to buy this. As then, this is obviously just testing. So 50 tons. Let's do 50. And we've got that. If we now speed that up outside, it's 800 tons of diet. I think this one we're going to do asleep. This one. So let's do a shift Z and sleep till, I think it's 9 now. Or is that going to be one of them zippity doodah? No, it isn't. I've gone past 9. That's all right. Let's have a look after 1 full month of how much cycles we get out of that. It will have run out of product. Well, yeah, no, it will have run out of the other ones, I think. The digestate. how much production cost? 278,041. What? Wow. That hardly used any digestate. I don't understand. 140 tons of solid fertiliser. Yeah, that is... I don't understand that. Perhaps the production costs are also exorbitant as well to actually balance. In which case, I've got to be honest, that's not too bad. I mean, we're going to make 300,000-ish from that solid fertiliser, from selling 140 tonnes of solid fertiliser. And of course, we'd have to lug it. Well, no, I suppose you could sell it, because actually, as we saw, solid fertiliser doesn't actually... let's have I'll show you again. Let's just put this all on. In fact, solid fertiliser, because it's a product we've got now. It will show. Yeah, oh wow, 420,000 at Le Prelot. Okay, so if we actually put that onto selling for 1 hour, we're going to sell that. Again, remember, this isn't happening. This is just me. So we want to stick that on. It's outgoing, Mr. Smith. Outgoing. Selling. Right, now let's speed that up to 10 o'clock and see what stupendous amount we're going to get based upon that humongous... Now, obviously, I am quite chuffed with the production costs. That was astronomical, but bearing in mind, obviously, we're going to make an absolute fortune as well. That is quite balanced. But can you see what I'm on about? I mean, obviously, none of this is that far out. I mean, anybody could buy some slurry from a farmer. We've got 50 tons in our own. Yeah, let me just show everything, just so as you know what I'm talking about. We have in the JM Gaming one got... No, not that one. Yeah, the old French Dovecote. 72 tons of manure, sorry, I was out. That was obviously a couple of days ago. Oh no, of course we just slept as well, so yeah, that would have been right. So for 72 tons, if we equaled that, and obviously we've got straw in our thing of a couple of hundred, if we just equaled the manure and bought the same amount of slurry from another farmer and paid them for that, which we've just sort of simulated, then we would have an awful lot of money. I am glad that the production costs are so high, but even bearing that in mind, that's 507,888 in a single day. Okay, now these others are all very comparable. I don't really think I need to go any further. That was my point on that one. But the seeds are the absolute best, truthfully, although, as we've just shown, I mean, that's only used 50 tons of digestate. I can't get over that. We really have got about that amount of digestate. Now, the other thing is, I am going to simulate, actually. That is true. We're going to do the other one, which is... Oh, I've done a screenshot again. The one that does... No, it's not that one. It's the one it's just solid fertiliser. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Digestate straight to solid fertiliser. So if we go digestate, we are going to simulate us buying our 800... Okay, 1 million. It's a little bit more than we've got, but not a lot. Okay, so we bought that. Now, again, the cycles are astronomical. It's 1,200 times 250, which I think it was something like... It was either 600,000, so probably would process half of that. We're not going to sell that until we've done this, so we're going to sleep through till tomorrow morning. Now, did I just activate that? Otherwise, we will have wasted our time, and I have just done another screenshot. No, I didn't. Right, let's activate that. And I've done another screenshot. Right, okay, sleep through till tomorrow morning. 9 o'clock is fine. And we shall see what that one does. The other one isn't going to do anything now. Oh, that reminds me. Was there anything left that other one could sell to send our money up high? I kept that on selling, didn't I? Oh, no. But it is taking... Oh, my life. That's took 119... Wow, we need to switch that off. Wow, that's a money pit the other way as well. I've got to be honest. Let's switch that off, because that is eating us out of our time, and it didn't even do anything, so... Right, okay, so obviously, yeah, I mean, it has got high production costs. It's just cost us 120 grand for doing absolutely nothing. So that's not so super duper. Oh, actually, no, that'll be the other one, won't it? I'm being silly now. Right, okay, now let's have a look at the other one. How much did the other one produce overnight? 243 tons of that. Now, it has actually, oh, it does get through almost 1 million tons. Wow, okay, well, let's sell that. I don't care what it sells at, although we will, I suppose, for fairness, check what that is at the minute. 700, oh, my life, okay. I'll put it to selling, so we need to speed up to 10 o'clock this morning. To prove my point, that's going to be rather a lot of money. Yes. Now, this is my point. I have done this once, and it was only when I closely looked at how astronomical this, or even that, could be. However, it is true, it is limited to your input. If we put a limit on, we're going to convert and sell some. Now, solid fertilizer in real life, if you bought one of these plants and sold it, and there was a market for that, then you would make an absolute packet. Now, obviously, the cycles are a little bit cheeky, to say the least, but I think these are the same. I think all of them are quite astronomical, to be honest. I would limit it to what we've got, but you can actually see that within the space of a couple of months, we would be millionaires. And as much as I love, I mean, on Romboz, the big Romboz on this very map, we were millionaires, and again, we could do that. I don't know, me personally think if we kept on doing that, kept on putting the stuff back in here and buying other stuff, we'd soon get silly, really silly. Whereas I want this to be a matter of a growth, believable growth, which I think we're doing. Our equipment is blossoming out nicely. Yeah, this field, oh, in fact, actually, I may have killed this. Obviously, this is not what, you know, that the corn will be ready, I would say. Yeah, that looks like ready to harvest to me. I could have done it in green last month. Yeah, ready to harvest. So obviously, this isn't going to have happened, obviously, but this was my point. I just wanted to do a quick session. It's still going to be quite a few minutes long, just to sort of emphasise how these things are. Just don't seriously know. I mean, as I said, we can limit it to what we have got ourselves, without and put the provision in that we cannot buy. We can only do things with what we've got. In which case, the only one that is of use to us is that last one that we've just done, which is we've only got digestate on hand. So to put the digestate in, it would in 1 month, which it is a lot of digestate. If you were making fertilizer from that, it halves it as well, I believe, so we wouldn't produce that amount. We may do that one, stick to the model that's going to work for us. The seed one, that one, as you've seen, that was only 2 tons of seeds that produced 48 tons of seeds. Yes, of course, we had to buy a couple of things. Now, that type of thing I wouldn't mind buying a little bit, but again, that's going to go silly and out of hand. That would be 96 grand from 2 tons. So if we did a barley field, we would soon have hundreds of thousands of seeds, which again would bring, just trying to think if it really does overpower. If we were limiting what we'd done, and yeah, pretty much we wouldn't be far off what we've got now. But we're not going to suddenly be able to do that. That digestate has taken us absolutely forever to build up. That's years of us using just slurry. The other thing is I'm going to say as well, for the proper Let's Play, is I've talked about doing this ecologically friendly, to just be using, and obviously I've got a sprayer, a chemical sprayer. Now that is a stopgap. It is. I think obviously going forwards we're going to go for mechanical weeders, but that came up in the sales at a time when really we needed to weed. So yeah, I am going to sell that. So we have no, I will. No, I suppose we could do the odd. We haven't done contracts, but we have got the ability to do contracts if we keep that. So it's not a terrible thing. But we are definitely going forwards, going for weeders. Now again, if we are going to use our own legitimate means, just the digestate, and properly lug that into one of these, I think it's 50 odd grand, or is that the 75,000 one? This one here, I can't remember. Let's have a look. How much would we... Oh, no, that didn't work. Ah, it's that one, that's why. Ah, that is 43. Oh, actually, I think it's 55. That's just lost some money because, yeah, of course, it goes down in value as the months go by. I think could be 45,000 for that, but that's the only one that would match for us. It wouldn't be worth us doing the manure one because we haven't got enough manure, truthfully. So, this one does seeds as well. Ah, okay. Well, it would be worth long-term doing that, again, because we've only got a limited amount of manure. If we're not cheating, as in we're not buying manure in to pour it in willy-nilly, then, to be honest, this again, and the seeds production, that wouldn't be a bad sort of thing. So, yeah, looking at... That's why I wanted to do this. I wanted to try to get a grasp on things. We might have a gush of money, but that would be it then. We wouldn't be able to do that for another year, because if we were simulating this is only our produce that's actually producing this, we wouldn't be able to do that for at least another year to build up our digestate again. And the manure is a slow trickle. I think it's 12 tons a day or something like that. So again, the manure one, you wouldn't be able to, like, you could once or twice a year, it would bring in quite a lot of cash. You'd switch it off until you needed it. The seed's the same. Again, this one, this was an absolutely fantastic idea from Kevin. It truly was, and I do appreciate his input because it is super. It's just only on the seed side, it's just a little bit too special. I think that still a little bit unsure, because again, it's only dependent upon... Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you were to think, if you were using these two together, just trying a bit realistically, if you were grabbing your solid fertilizer that you've made in here to feed that one for the, again, you don't need much fertilizer to stick into this. Now, we had to buy inputs for this one, didn't we? Let's just remind myself. It is, no, that's not that one. It's further down. Solid fertilizer. Ah, yeah, no, but we made the solid fertilizer from the other one and brought it into this one. The seeds requires, yeah, barley, water. The water we could provide ourselves, and the barley, if we did a field of barley, we would provide in however much we've got. And again, a certain amount of solid fertilizer, which again we could do. So, yeah, I think if we were going to limit it to that, it is going to produce a lot of money, but then again, it's not. I think it's believable. But what I am asking is, what do you think? Again, I would only limit, I've always said this about the Let's Plays, I don't like to cheat. I don't whisk tons of stone and use the lime mod to create tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, because it doesn't reflect our effort on the farm. But if we grow a seed of barley and we stick that in there, I know the cycles are stupendous, but you've still got to balance that with other things to produce your seeds. I suppose, yeah, when you think about it, you've got to put fertilizer, water and barley to produce your seed. So it's not just like putting seed for seed, like the 1,000 to 1,000, which you can do with something like the one we've already got. Well, most of the others are like that as well, where it's 1,000 for 1,000. So this one is obviously the cheeky one on the seed side of things, but you've still got to provide fertilizer and other stuff to actually make that work. So yeah, I'm asking for your opinion. What do you think? And that's everybody. Obviously, especially Kevin, but yeah, all of you, I truly do appreciate your input on this. I think if we stuck to our guns and it's only our stuff, I think, although we're going to bring a big influx of money, I suppose that's my point. Imagine we brought in just $1 million now. I did say this. I could actually buy those 2 fields that we were saving up for without any effort whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, we are now at a place where we could buy that and that and still have 601,000, where all of a sudden you like think, oh, what equipment do we need? Oh, I can go out and buy blah 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 and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's nice in a way, but where's the growth? Where's us battling the elements by the sweat of our brow to actually do this? So it has got the potential. Again, I suppose the other thing is, if you have got a production that does do this, the only one that I'm a little got a question mark by is the spectacular cycles on this one. The seed side of things, that has the potential, in my opinion, to absolutely unhinge any Let's Play. I know you don't make so much money from seeds, but even so, that's 96,000. That was from 2 tons. If we got 25 tons of seeds and we re-put some of our fertiliser in there, that is going to be hundreds of tons. If it's 1,800 for one, yeah, that is tremendous. Imagine having a million litres. 1,000 tons of that times by 2,000 is 400 grand. I don't suppose it's that much different though when you think of that. And I'd have to lug it. It's not exactly like a million. 1,000 tons is easy to lug. That's a hell of a lot of work. So yeah, I am asking for your opinions on this. What do you think? But I do also, I don't want this Let's Play to end in 3 more sessions. Yeah, I want this really, that's what I like about Start From Scratch. I like it to be us battling by the sweat of our brow, and it's nice to get the odd super duper thing. That this is as awful as I said. I'm still quite disgusted with how terrible it is. That it didn't even end. I had to go down and fetch it and switch it off because it was just sitting there wasting wages, just doing absolutely nothing. So it can't even like work out that it's finished the field. I was really disgusted with it, and I was on the Western Wilds. Of course, it is a fantastic header size. That's its only saving grace, and it's got a fairly decent bin size as well. But I must admit, I am quite tempted when this Let's Play is over to rip that one off and not have the S680 at all, because I just don't like it at all. It's awful. The most terrible harvester of all that I've tried in the game is this particular harvester, as much as it's good in some ways. Anyway, yes, I've bent your ears for long enough. I would really appreciate your input on this, what you think about this, because as I say, I think it's got the potential to, I mean, we've limited the slurry yard, but I mean, the other thing is, we would want to do something with the digestate. So that the digestate one, we could, but again, I'd still be able to buy all the fields in one go. But I suppose if you could do something like that, would you not? I suppose is the point. And I suppose it's my job as a content creator to balance that. So yeah, I'll leave it. I'll let you think. Let's be honest. I suppose there are lots of things. I always go the skin flinty method, which means I would probably this is 5 or 10,000 I would usually spend on one of these, because we can very rarely afford that any more than that. If you have got lots of money, all of a sudden you can buy nice sheds. You can buy I don't mean that's not nice either, because it sounds ungrateful. It's fantastic. But what I mean is you could buy one of those 180,000 snazzy ones that a thing of dreams, because you can afford it. So yeah, I am asking for your input on this matter. You could buy a proper forage harvester, harvester instead of this. But you know, I've got to be honest, do I want to forget the roots, where we came from and how we got here by just all of a sudden going bang? And again, that's what I'm asking for, your input. And on that note, yeah, I didn't want this to be a monster session, so I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Truly would very much appreciate your opinions on this matter, this session, truly would. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye for now.